All the way to dabs. Almost to a fault.
There's no fault.
Check. How's all of our levels?
My levels is great.
Mine's pretty good.
I'd like to thank Matt Eads for having a throwaway lore character for me to play that he didn't expect me to actually go full in on.
I knew it was about a 50-50. I knew it was coming either way.
I just really like the way you instituted it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta follow the religion. I was going for like a Jehovah's Witness style. Like that was what I pictured myself as I was going door to door teaching people about the great Lord Dab. So like just super awkward conversations at the door as I'm trying to teach people how to dab.
We gotta like get this mic or this cable on the table or something. Maybe it's like because how it's pulling. It keeps crackling though. Some technical difficulties. Yeah, give it a one around the. Yeah. Remember that thing's. Oh. Okay. I see how it is.
You did it.
That's pretty good. Yeah.
Think that's gonna work?
Yeah, you could just keep going. You could just twist it right around the stand once, as long as it's pulling on not the mic part. Yeah, that's good. That's probably good there. I wouldn't go. All right, settle down. Give it back both. Yeah. Okay. Right.
All right, let's apparently straighten this back up now.
It's probably good. It's probably good right there.
All right, I'm turning it back on.
How's that?
Sounds good.
Squid.
Oh, squid.
Good.
I am also here,
6 minutes,
ready
baby.
to talk.
Hello, Brando. I'm
About-
glad you're ready to talk.
Kingdom Hearts.
The greatest game of them all.
It's
Kingdom Hearts. Big crackle. All right. I'm just doing my socials, and we're fucking, and we're live, folks.
I guess technically I watched like an hour of AGDQ.
I watched a little bit of that too before Matt Eats started streaming because I needed to watch something while I played that game.
Messages me at 9 a.m. It's like, I need you to stream. This game is killing me.
It is boring.
Is that live?
Isn't that your stream goal game?
Maybe it's
My
whatever.
God, you'll kill yourself.
Whatever the community decides.
Hopefully we can rally something away from
Hopefully they
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, hopefully they come up just a little bit short on this
we'll
time
see.
while they're
$4 short.
So what does playing a game mean? Like to completion?
Like not see everything. When we did
No.
Andromeda, like see the story,
Yeah.
and if I'm enjoying the game and feel compelled to do side content, then do side content.
So what if fucking Desert Truck is the one that wins? What happens then?
Desert Bus.
Desert Bus.
I'd play 5 to 6 hours of Desert
5
Bus.
to 6 hours of Desert Bus.
Probably as far as I would get.
How long is the destination?
I feel like it's like
I think
11
you
hours.
pick your destination, but yeah, it's real time. You drive the speed limit or not.
But I think you like list slightly,
Yeah,
so
you
you
like-
have to like beat the control to like.
it randomly pulls you to the side of the road, so it'll crash if you're not actually there to steer.
is there no gas button?
I'm sure there's a gas button.
I don't know
Yeah.
if there's a gas button in Des because I don't think you can speed or anything.
Oh,
I think
really?
you
It's
literally
a
are just
constant
keeping yourself
speed.
on the road. Yeah, we could do it in VR. You can also do it in VR if you want.
Oh yeah, then there wouldn't be a gas button because there's no foot VR.
That's true. That's actually no racing games in VR. They're always just full acceleration all the time because there's no feet in VR.
That's right.
Just like on the Xbox, there's no feet on Xbox. So
Well,
it's-
I mean, controllers are a little different than a VR hand grippy guy, right?
there's buttons on your. There's
I don't
triggers.
remember what they
There's
look like
triggers
at
on your
all.
wands. Talking Podcast Reckless. That's us. Okay, let's do a show, gentlemen. I am starved of nutrients and energy.
Me too.
Good. This is like
It's a long day.
This is a whole chicken
This is an emotional roller coaster.
and watch some wrestling type of night, I think. Or some animes. All right, I'm pretty happy with our levels. Kevin, how are your levels?
I'm sure they're great because you're the one controlling them,
right.
and you're great at controlling levels.
My
Quadsy.
thoughts exactly.
Thanks
Mine
for-
should be all right.
Yours are all right, yeah.
Good.
Thanks
Me
for-
too.
You too.
Me too.
How does the car
You
not
two.
get closer, but the time keeps going down?
Thanks for your
Oh
reset,
my God,
Quadsy.
I fucking have had nothing. Is that Skip the Dishes?
Yeah.
They've never found my door once.
No?
Really?
No.
It's
I see them drive by like 6 times wondering where it is, and then they go into the back parking lot, and then they call me, and they're like, I'm at your door, but I can't get in. And I was like, it's because it's not the front door. It's a stairwell door. You're just going to stand out there, and you're going to wait for someone to come out the door so you can come up, or you're going to come to the front, and I'll buzz you in.
Remind these folks in the chat that we don't, read chat as we're doing our podcast. And let's do a podcast. Welcome to the show. It's January the 14th. My name's Matt Eads. It's not January the 7th like my paper says. Welcome to Talking Reckless 258. Kevin Byers here.
I am here in physical presence, but not in spirit.
Preacher of Lord Dab.
Where's your spirit?
It's been crushed.
Havana.
San Francisco.
St. Louis.
Oliver Aguilar's here.
I'm 100% here. I'm like on my second energy drink.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Brandon Lynch had a short nap and is now here.
Slept through someone else's D&D game.
It was riveting.
I only
Even the audience
heard
couldn't stay awake.
Occasional dab jokes, and at one point, Matt Eads yelling at someone at the table to wake up, in which case I woke up in a panic.
An unconscious character, trying to get an unconscious character back on their feet.
Yes.
Yeah, we played D&D all day. Like, how long ago? I rolled into this house, maybe
Yeah, about
6
6
hours ago,
yeah,
something
6
like that.
and a bit,
yeah. And we've been playing D&D ever since, except for Brando showed up, was watching football, having naps. It's a weird. I'm feeling weird. This is.
Yeah.
I've never come into a podcast like at the end of. I'm usually fresh. I'm usually fresh coming in. I'm
it's
usually
the first
real
thing
fresh.
you do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
At 7 p.m. on a Sunday night. Yeah, we played D&D all day with some new characters, and I thought, and obviously I'm very biased, but I thought it went exceptional.
I thought it went really good too. Like that one shot that you laid out for us is like you said, it was designed to introduce new players.
Totally, yeah.
And I think it did exactly that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very well designed. Like there was a little bit of everything, so gave the couple new players a good idea of what to expect, and they, for the most part, some took a little longer than others to really get their feet.
I feel like I should have killed someone in. So we did like a boss fight.
Just
and,
to show them you're serious.
well, kind of. We did a boss fight, and one of the players like didn't engage in the fight and was like, "I'm going to look at the room a bunch."
Yeah.
And I feel like I maybe should have just killed someone.
Should have killed him.
Been like, well, that's what you. Yeah. As soon as he picks up the chest or whatever. But you know, these new players. It was like half our table. It was literally their first time ever playing.
Yep.
And Kevin's been working all week.
So yeah, I'm gonna go grab my food and then I'll come back for this conversation and then I'll.
Yeah. Word. I don't know what any of that stuff means.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're here, and I haven't eaten in like 8 hours, so fucking. Woo!
Yeah.
Let's go.
So it was Amber and my cousin and his fiance, and they're completely new to it. They came in very excited. They like the idea, and yeah, I think you won them over.
I hope so.
Yeah,
I hope so.
Yeah,
I've learned a lot about DMing. You know, I've done a few bad games. I've ran a few games into the ground and have kind of learned right from wrong. I sort of toned it, but do you think I came on a little strong? I pulled it back. There was no bad accents. There was one, but that was it. But that was it. Every character was, just sort of.
The thing is, my favorite part is
that
that type of stuff, like
but
talking and conversing and like doing that type of shit.
You don't want to come on too strong. I feel like I maybe do a lot.
I think that's you just being self-conscious.
It could be.
Yeah.
Could be.
But yeah, they're like the battling stuff is the stuff that still bores me.
Yeah, me too.
It's just not. It's not super engaging.
We can embellish it.
Yeah, and that's what I try to do.
You
I try
gotta
to
bring like your own like sword and shit, so you can hit shot.
Yeah, and like act it out and stuff. That's how I sort of stay engaged with the.
That's
the
why I
battle
fell
mechanics.
asleep, was because no one was standing up, swinging their invisible swords around.
That's right. It was all me. I was swinging the invisible swords.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice how every arrow that missed for whatever reason went into whatever?
I like that.
No arrow didn't not stick into a wall. Every single one.
There's probably a wall everywhere.
Did the thing.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
Kevin's got Japanese biscuits, dumplings. I mean,
Dumplings. The man's got gyoza.
Where are those from, Kevin?
They are from Maki Maki House.
Oh, well.
Here in Edmonton.
official sponsor.
Yeah. Nope.
Unofficial.
No, unofficial sponsor for today. Yep. D&D is great. I'm gonna
D&D
play.
is great.
I'm gonna play it in 6 days. I
Are
can't
we?
wait.
Are we talking about our characters?
Yeah,
Are we
sure.
gonna-
If you
are we gonna
want,
get
yeah,
into it.
absolutely.
So I haven't played any games at all in like the last 2 weeks. The last day I had off work was New Year's Day.
That's a long time ago.
That was 2 weeks ago. Literally 2 weeks ago
And
today.
Tell
still,
your union.
still working, the rest of the week. So I think that's 18 or 19 days in a row
Wow. Yeah.
by the time I actually get a day off.
And like long days too,
Yeah, like,
not like 8 hours.
Every day of the week has been 12 hours, and then every weekend other than today has been 9 hours.
That sounds like absolute ass.
It's very, very terrible.
If you ever want to quit your job and come play video games on the internet with me,
Time is now. But yeah, so we were planning this D&D thing before I knew I'd have to work this weekend. We were planning on getting everything done. We moved. Our building is the reason I have to work so much.
you got to move the hose.
Yeah.
Hose ain't gonna move themselves.
You got to tell them where to go,
That's right.
what to do, where to sit, which rack to go on,
Could you set up a length of hose to carry all the hose to their destination?
Oh, that's a good idea.
If
How many could you get enough hose? You get a big enough hose where every hose acts like a particle and it's like a fluid of hoses, but really it's individual wrapped up hoses.
All right, you guys don't know how any of this works.
Could you find a pimp to hire you a bunch of hose to carry your hose?
There you
Yes,
go.
definitely.
It's probably way cheaper than the well.
No, it was way cheaper for us to do it ourselves for sure.
You get
Yeah.
all the overtime.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I don't know the going rate for hose.
I'm
so.
sure there's some cheap ones.
To move the 18 pieces of furniture in our office cost us $6,000.
What? I would have done it for 4.
Myself personally.
Yes, and my truck and I would have got it done.
Probably not, but
How far was the move? Is the move?
it was only down the block. We were at 70th Street, and now we're on 37th Street, still on the same avenue.
Not far.
What
So-
avenue? Do you want to say?
No,
Don't say.
Okay.
Don't say.
I'm not gonna say.
Last week, Colin.
Tell me after, because I'm genuinely
Maybe I
interested.
shouldn't even bring it up. Last week, Colin gave people the ad. He's like, I work at this address.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, he did, too.
Some guy showed up at my birthday once from the Sat Pod.
I was there.
Yeah.
Or no,
Oh, you were there,
I
you were there.
think I
You
was there.
mentioned.
Yeah, I think I was there.
It's like that one time we were doing the Rock Band stream, and I was about to scream my address to Monch, who was trying to order pizza at the time.
Wait, no!
And then I clued in as to what was happening because I was standing right by the mics as well.
The hazard we live.
But so anyway, I had to work today. Originally, it was planned to be a full day. Our D&D thing was falling through yesterday because I figured had this been like a for sure yesterday, I could have talked to my boss, maybe swung a little deal, got off early. But since it was looking like it was a total no-go,
Yeah.
I didn't even bother, right? So we got into work today, and probably not half, but I'd say a good third of our crew just decided to not show up. They're just like, you know what, we're fucking done with this.
Like, not show up, like, these people are they're never coming back. They're getting fired because they didn't show on Saturday, or like
I would
on Monday.
I would guess probably at least 2 of them are going to get fired because of it, just because they're
Wow.
shitty workers to begin with.
This on top.
And this on top is just the pushing it over the edge thing. But turns out, I don't know if any of you knew this, but Alberta is I think they call it a right to work province.
Okay.
It's really good.
Where,
It's the best.
If your boss tells you that it is an extraneous circumstance that requires you to work, you are legally bound to work.
At least you guys haven't signed away your overtime like the trades has. It could have been way worse.
So yeah, so I didn't really have a choice. I mean, I could have quit my job, which was, believe me, very, very close on multiple occasions.
I still got maybe another week. Let's not count our chickens.
Oh yeah, so I found out at about 11:30 that we were cutting out early. We would get off at noon, and I would get to rock the D&D. So Eads had messaged this gag little backstory into our Slack group about how he was going to roll me a cleric who was worshipping what was the name? Deborah?
Deborah.
Deborah, the Lord of Dabs.
With an A, not an E. Not like the Dragon Ball Deborah.
Gotcha. Yeah, he's the lord of the demons.
That's right.
Yeah.
This is Lord of the Dabs.
Right.
So as soon as we started talking about our characters in game, I just went full in, rolled with it, and had the vast majority of the table, Eads included, just dabbing up a storm.
I don't read the script. I will say the characters in my D&D game may have dabbed. Matthew Eads, have never dabbed.
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Makes sense.
You got to separate, right? A lot of people make that mistake. I was shocked at how willing these people I had never before met in my life were to just. And he's like, if you dab, my God will. But boom, didn't even finish saying it. Didn't even just if you dab, and already they're going into it. I'm like, man.
I think people are starting to realize. I mean, people our age, the kids are always new.
Yeah, that's right.
It feels good to dab.
Maybe it's the children who are out of touch. Yeah, it's okay.
It feels real good.
You gotta to keep it peer behind the kayfabe curtain a little bit here. To keep it hilarious, I think we always need to advocate a strong hate for it, though.
Sure.
As soon as it becomes accepted, then it's just some people. Then it's just like a fist bump. You're like, yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
Dave,
want to.
you guys used to make fun of the Me Too sweeten people.
I did, yeah. I still do.
No.
I am self-conscious.
No, it's a fucking. Now, how many emojis do we have? How many of these emojis are Brandon? That's stupid. Stop doing that.
Here's
a
an
lot.
emoji.
A lot. Yeah.
But yeah, so we played D&D today. It was great. I had a lot of fun.
Good. I'm glad you guys had fun too.
Had to have I don't even know how long it was, power nap before we started.
It's probably good 30 minutes, maybe.
Went and got a booster juice with energy booster, which turns out is shit.
I think it's just a banana. I think. Can I get the energy boost, please? They just grind up a banana.
It's a little bit of ginseng, is what it is. Yeah.
Okay. So much energy.
4 calories worth of ginseng.
Whoa.
They write it on the board. And I've been eating super unhealthy for all the overtime because I get home from work and I don't want to cook, so I'm just like, I'm going to get fast food.
Yeah.
And my boss has paid for lunch every day, and it's always pizza. It's like I have had more pizza in the last week and a half than I had the entire last year.
Jealous.
It's
Yeah.
One day, baby.
Yeah.
One day.
but yeah, so next Saturday is my first day off. I am super looking forward to it. I am going to sleep the vast majority of the day, and then when I wake up, it'll be time for more D&D.
Nice.
Yay!
But yeah, as for video games, I do have one confession to make.
Oh.
I didn't really play any games.
Is that the confession?
Oh no.
Okay.
I was gonna say we've heard
not
that.
too bad. Yeah.
I did get 20 more minutes into God of War.
Woo!
Loving it.
It's
gotta be
really
getting
not.
real close.
You
It's not
should have heard
getting
this
me.
guy at D&D today was all boy this and boy that, and
I have a lot of issues with that game that I'll talk more about at Game of the Year because I don't want to get into it again. On
Right,
the
you don't
show.
want us to be able to.
Yeah,
build a
I don't want you to be able to
Yeah,
think
to
about
prepare.
counter arguments before the time comes. But I officially made it through all of 2018 without spending a single amount of money on microtransactions.
Oh!
Yay!
Good for
so
you.
on midnight 2019, how much did you spend on
I
Star Wars
was
Galaxies?
seriously thinking about as soon as 1201 hits just to buy something because I'm like
No.
just anything.
No. Almost celebratory
You're free,
at that
you're
point.
free.
I made
now.
it to later that day. So I went to sleep because we were rocking out on the Matt Eads New Year's Eve stream. So I went to sleep, woke up the next day, and spent $2.94.
Ooh. That's
But it wasn't like a compulsive thing. You're like, oh, well, I could buy it. And yeah,
No, it was
I have control over my
it
demon.
was I want to buy something because I want to have that satisfaction of getting the 1 year.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you reward yourself,
Yeah, I
right?
suppose.
You accomplish your goal, so you reward yourself.
What'd you get?
I'm 1 year heroin free. I'm gonna celebrate a little taste of heroin. I can take it. I can handle it. I'm reformed.
I got a couple $1.29 like flash offers for one of the games I play.
Good call.
So it's like
Cashing on them sales.
yeah,
Well scouted.
You get one random thing for like $1.46 after tax. So I'm like, I'm not even gonna notice this money gone,
Yeah.
and it checks off the. I can't say I'm 2019 microtransaction free
really
because
just-
that's
Right.
not true.
Opens the door for you to be able to spend as much as you
Exactly
want. Yeah.
right. It's just it's the you get your foot wet, you feel the water, and then you can dive right in.
Exactly.
You can just throw all this overtime money in.
I was gonna say now I work so many hours, all this cash.
Yeah. So that's what I did.
Yeah, cool. You go eat your dinner.
Yeah, I'm gonna go eat my dinner now.
Word. We'll check out with you in a bit.
I'll be back in like 15, 10.
All
No,
right.
we'll be done by then.
What do you've been playing? What have you been doing?
I continue to play Red Dead, and it continues to be good.
Excellent.
Yes, it sounds like it's winning them over.
It absolutely has won me over. I really like the characters. I really like this game. Anytime I am even just galloping somewhere, I'm on my phone and it's on cinematic mode. But every time I look at it, I'm like, God damn, those mountains
Yeah.
look good.
Good looking
Like
game.
that forest looks good. And
well shot.
yeah. Even the combat's like really good. It's really satisfying. Like I'm playing through with just the basic cattleman's rifle or cattleman's revolver, but I'm like headshotting all these guys, and I just feel like a badass.
No, the guns don't really
No, I don't
make a
think they
difference
do. No.
that much.
Yeah, the Deadeye is just like makes you just super overpowered.
Yeah.
He's
But
the best gun in the West.
It just makes you feel like super cool.
He's a very good shot.
Arthur is damn cool.
He's a cool guy.
I think so
Yeah.
too.
He carries that game for me.
Yeah. There's a lot of good performances, but he's definitely the main tentpole.
Yes, but like I think that a lot of good because with my problems with the way that game played, I feel like if it wasn't Arthur like hitting it out of the park every single scene, I might have eventually hit a point where it's like, I don't know if I care what happens to you enough to finish this.
He really does own every like conversation.
Oh yeah, he's
Right.
he's tremendous.
Yeah, like there are times when he's like super hard and super like badass, but there are other times where he's very vulnerable and like just confessing his feelings to like his campmates or whatever. And I'm like, fuck, man, like holy.
Did you have the conversation where he's like, I'm just killing animals
I'm
for
just
no reason.
Killing things I don't even
Yeah.
know why. I don't talk too much about Red
No,
Dead. We're gonna
I
hear.
don't either,
I didn't do
but-
any of our announcements because I'm super tired. But we're gonna hear a shitload about it on February the 2nd, which is our New Year, our Game of the Year show. Please come and join us. February the 2nd, 2 p.m.
I just want to know. Well, Matt, I told you where I am at.
Tell me where you're at.
Saint Denis,
Good amount of the way into chapter 4. It sounds like.
Ooh, you're cruising.
Yeah. I just want to know if I'm on track to be able to finish it by then.
Oh yeah, totally.
When
Totally.
did you start? 2 weeks ago?
3, 4,
Probably 3.
You have you've accelerated and since we last spoke because you were on like chapter 2 last time we talked about it. I think you're totally on pace.
Yeah.
That's good.
There's
You don't
not
get too
a
hung up
ton.
then.
That's good because I don't want like I know conversations gonna run free that weekend or that night.
Yeah, you're gonna
And
get
I
spoiled
wanna
on
be-
it.
Yeah, I don't want to get spoiled, but I also want to be part of that conversation as well.
So here's the thing. We like the stranger missions a lot in that game.
Yep.
At the same time, I was making my like personal list for all our categories and stuff, and none of those are actually on there. So I would say just make sure you beat the game.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the
yeah.
game, all the best parts of that game are, for me, the main storyline stuff. And
But-
then it's kind of just a general, like, also, this game's great because all the side stuff's good.
yeah, I was talking to Matt briefly about it, but a lot of those stranger missions are really cool and interesting.
Very good writing in almost all of those.
Yeah.
It's a great game. It might be the greatest game. Tune in on February the 2nd and find out. Also, other announcements. I stream every day on twitch.tv/Talking Reckless Podcast. Come and join us. That's about it.
A little bit more of Dead Cells, which I like.
Yeah.
It's kind of like a game that I'll turn on from time to time and kind of just run through. I still don't really know what I'm supposed to be doing in it, other than just like trying to get further every time.
Whenever I take a break from that game, like, even a few days off, it takes me like 15 runs to really be like, okay, I'm back where I was and I'm ready to like to push how far I've gotten. And in terms of what you were saying about like what you're trying to do, really just trying to get further every time, and get more shit so that you can get further every time.
It's something something you build on. You're building the muscle memory and the knowledge of like, oh, okay, I know how these enemies attack now.
Yeah.
And you kind of build on it and get better at it, and also you are unlocking more shit as you go, and hopefully getting farther and farther and farther.
Yeah, the game feels really good, and even like with the short amount of time I've spent with it, it's easy to just jump in and kind of like, I don't know, get the feel for things.
Yeah,
I'm not good by any means. I'm not like I'm getting hit all over, and I'm trying to figure out like the attack patterns or whatever. I know they gave you the little exclamation points to.
Yep.
I'm trying to figure out the timing, but it is fun. Like all the different weapons react differently, like they all play differently. So
Makes
that's
runs
neat.
feel different.
Yeah.
I feel like it feels really good. It's got like a good weight to it, like when you're dropping and attacking and stuff.
I took a big step forward in that game when I totally started just spamming dodge.
Yeah,
Like,
never not be
really
dodging.
fucking-
Is dodge invulnerable?
There's
like-
some frames on
Yeah. You can like go through guys though. Like you hit that part where like you're like, okay, I'm under control, everything's fine, and then I'm like, oh no, there's 5 guys here. Oh, and 5 guys coming up behind me. Just fucking boom, boom, boom away. It's not worth it.
Cartwheel your ass out of there.
Yeah.
It's different for me because I've always used the shield as my like my other hand.
Oh, you block?
Yeah. So I've been training myself to block, like seeing the exclamation point and then blocking. But if I don't choose the shield, then I have to use the dodge, and
Dodge
so
like a
that's
motherfucker.
that's different for me.
I think
but
even
yeah.
with the shield, dodge like a motherfucker.
Oh yeah, totally. That first boss, super duper easy if you parry him. He's very slow.
Huh. Okay.
That's Matt's hot tip for the concierge.
It's cool game.
Looks
Music's good.
Music is so fucking good, yo.
Yeah.
That main Alchemist Room music theme that you hear every time you go back there is so good.
That's it for me.
Yep.
Nothing different.
What have you been doing in your life? You wanna chit chat about any of that?
That D&D game. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to get new people in.
It's hard to talk about that thing because we just spent 5-6 hours doing it.
Yeah. Just trying to get new people in, and in this case, it was my wife. I talked to Amber about it a lot, and she was always like, "Well, let's try." And it's been a long time, like kind of talking about it. But we finally pulled the trigger.
It's like you the way you like talk about it. It's like you're trying to convince someone to like jump off this building with this. No, just take my hand, and we're just gonna take one little step. It's all we're just gonna go right off.
Yep. You might die,
Once you D&D,
or you might fly.
you can never go back.
Yeah, and I got a positive vibe from them. Like Amber was really
so.
getting into it.
Yeah, it seemed like seemed like your cousin and his wife. It seemed like your cousin's wife was way into it.
Yeah. And she's actually like very, very shy about things. And one of her worries coming in was like, oh, I don't know if I can break out of my shell for this. I'm like, well, come on, just give it a shot.
Yeah.
Matt's really cool, so is Kevin. They'll.
The beard disarms or arms people. It's very polarizing.
I told them that you guys are really helpful with this stuff and really friendly. So, yeah, she actually she chomped onto it really good.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
I was worried I was gonna walk down there and just ruin the game.
Oh,
Because people are gonna be like,
just pull
"Oh,
it
is
right
this
out of the
new guy-
moment.
Is this new guy just watching us?
Yeah, you should have stood.
Is he weird like the rest of us?
Yeah, so from their perspective, this guy walked in. We're like, oh, hey, that's Brandon. No explanation. Just, that's Brandon. Brandon. Here's their names.
Oh, hello. Hey.
Man goes to sleep on the couch, and that's it. Like, does he live here or? I had a whole and I last minute ripped him out. I love doing voices for all the characters and everything. I had a whole fucking sheet of characters ready to go.
I think that's the best part
And
of you DMing.
Yeah, but I don't know, because I don't know. I feel like you just get people in the door. Get people in the door before you start busting out all this weird voice, and they're like, oh.
You think that's off-putting to people?
A little bit, because some of them I think are bad. Some of them I think they're good, but I'm sure some of them are pretty bad.
Okay, well,
Pretty
I think
bad.
that's...
I did one a little bit.
That guy was great. The lawyer.
Yeah.
That guy was great.
The solicitor. Yeah, he was all right. Caldwell.
Very funny.
Quite charming. Everyone
good
is
for you, Matt.
immediately suspicious of him for some reason. Man walks in, he's just a bit of a stutterer, and everybody is just like, I don't know, what's this guy up to?
Fucking problem.
Inside check. Like, slow down, gang.
Good for you, Matt. I'm appreciative of all the time you put into this because it's not easy.
It's not. I was when you said it was canceled. I was like,
I know.
Of course it is.
know.
Of course it is. If we do a 6-hour session, I probably put like maybe like 10 to 15 hours into the prep.
Holy
Give or
shit!
take. Quite a bit, especially now that because we played a few games with new people, and I did just a bad job of running new games for first timers. So I really wanted to make sure everything is.
This one was good. This one was really good.
Was going good.
We had mentioned earlier, it is a small taste of everything. I think it was a good first impression for them.
Yeah. Rogue, first door, no, it's locked. Literally did not check for traps.
Yeah.
So I try to open the door.
That was good.
Poison mist fills the room.
Come on.
And you all die. You had one job, Rogue. You had one job. But yeah, it was a lot of fun.
But even that first thing was sort of set the stage of like, oh yeah, right. You should probably check for traps.
Yeah, should have killed someone.
And,
I'll kill someone.
And
on
even
Saturday.
even a little bit later in the game, we were running into this weird chamber, and characters were falling into trap holes.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was good stuff too.
Yeah. So
A lot of fun.
yeah.
A lot of fun. I'm sort of like perma-fried almost from it.
It's a lot. I can't imagine doing 10 of 15 hours of prep for anything in my life.
It's like broken over a few days.
I
you know?
did not do that much prep for the wedding I emceed.
Oh, good. I would probably do less for a wedding. I don't know. I like to run through it and make sure everything's good and rehearse. It's
Sure.
like rehearsing for a play. I gotta make sure I know my lines.
And I know we played the game and it just sort of went off without a hitch and it went very smoothly. But I mean, that's exactly what that prep was for, right?
Totally.
You knew what characters were what and what situations were what, and and you were prepared for any sort of eventuality. For the most part, we did it by the book.
It's true, yeah. We were kind of very on the rails for that first time.
Yeah,
which was
and
nice,
I mean
but...
that's what this whole setup campaign is for, right? But like there was nothing where we threw you for a loop. So,
yeah, not for there was 1 or 2 parts, but I felt like I rolled with it pretty well.
oh, which parts?
At the end, where one person was just like, I don't want to. It's an obvious boss fight, and surprise reveal. Hit the boss music. I had curated music for the first time.
Yeah, you did.
Hit the boss music. It's all booming, and this guy's like, I'm gonna go look at the treasure chest as his companions are dying around him.
What if the treasure chest had the boss's weakness in it?
I think that's kind of what they were thinking.
That's
but,
what exactly.
But he just kept. He's like, it's like a 600-page journal. He's like, I would like to read the journal. I'm like, well, you can maybe get through a quarter of the first page this round. Like, so that I should have just killed someone. Maybe.
Should've.
Yeah. But again, you don't die your first time, do you?
It wouldn't have mattered to me if you would have done it to me. But
I
like,
would have.
That would have been funny. It should have been Kevin for running you into the flames last time.
That was the best part of that, though.
if all was fair.
But it probably would have added a little bit of gravitas.
Yeah.
To it.
We'll bring the gravitas next time.
Yeah,
don't
sure.
worry.
Sure.
You're all gonna have to talk to your shopkeepers.
Oh, I'm bad at that.
Haggle with them. This is where some of my best characters live, in the shops.
I just want a ladder.
Give
me a ladder.
Hey, we can talk. Let's deal, brother. What are you like, oak? What are you? You look like a pine man.
Talking to shopkeepers is very anti-Brando.
Is
so
it?
I'll have to very much get in. It's very much like I go into a Home Depot and buy a drill, and they're like, "Oh, so what do you use out?" Just wrap this up. Come on, I'm wearing my pajamas. Fucking ring it up. Let's go.
What are you building?
Car's running.
Oh, you making a house or? Oh man, a lot of fun. I can't wait.
Me neither. I'm very optimistic with the crowd that we just did it with. I'll question them about it later. But
put the screws to them.
Yeah, and hopefully, as long as scheduling works, scheduling is just a nightmare.
Mm-hmm. You're as a man, what schedule is this here podcast? You are fucking telling me.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
yeah. Life's life.
Life is life.
Life is
Truer
life.
words never spoken. I'm an Elcor now.
Another day for Eeyore.
Regretfully. What did you do, Brando?
What did I do? I played I played a lot. Well, I watched a football game today.
Oh.
It was yesterday podcast time.
Edmonton in the old.
No, it was Philadelphia.
Oh yes, your team.
The
Yeah,
NFL.
The NFL.
Yeah, the CFL can't play into these harsh winters up
I
here.
don't know how it goes. That's a good point.
Yeah, they lost today. Hell of a run.
Well.
Just want to give props to the fellas.
Good hustle.
Yeah, good hustle.
Real
110%.
Every day.
Really gave it their all.
How about our hockey team?
Our hockey team's really bad.
What the fuck?
Bad
Didn't
right
I?
now.
Wasn't the start of the season like the start of every season?
Yep.
We're like, this is it. This is the year.
it.
We're doing it.
They're looking strong.
Every single year.
If you could win Stanley Cups in October, we would be an absolute dynasty. But yeah, they're bad, and now they are the only sports team that I have. That's why I wanted the Eagles to keep doing well.
They get knocked out yesterday.
Today. Well, today, real time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you gonna give up? Are you an Oilers fan until you die?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
if
I can't. I would love to. I would love to not be an Oilers fan. We have someone at
you're a Sharks fan, you could jump.
we have someone at my work actually who just flipped. Became a Maple Leafs fan.
Wow.
Ooh.
And I was
Fucking
like, first of all,
Walder Frey sticking the knife in.
and for me, I I watch him this year, and I'm like part of me's jealous because I'm like, you just did it. You're happy, and I'm like, I could pretend to be a fan of any other team, but I would still be watching the Oilers games, being like, this fucking team, every year, this fucking team,
Every year.
So I can claim to be whatever fan of whatever team I want.
but-
Still, every time the Oilers play them, I'm gonna be like,
You still bleed copper and
fucking
blue.
Yeah, it's living in this town.
Yeah.
Played Kingdom Hearts.
I heard
Speaking
that
of
is
depression and
my stream chat often tells me that is not only a great game, but one of the best games, the greatest series, most expansive universes ever put into fiction.
So I want to say this on behalf of chat for starters before I tear into this game a little bit. My memory of this game was probably right in line with what chat was saying, where I was like, I remember that being a really cool concept, and like I don't really get into like RPGs, but that one hooked me early, and I went all the way through. And then I played it this time, and not only did I hate it, but I got to the end and I was like, how far did I even get in this game? I don't remember any of this. So I feel like my memories of Kingdom Hearts, I had a memory of like the first 5 hours, and then like built that into like, oh yeah, I think I beat that game. And I think it was really good.
Never did.
Never did. And then I played it, and I'm like, this is bad.
How far into it is Halloween Town?
Far.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because
Well,
I've made it
like,
to that.
First game? In the first game?
Yeah, so I get mixed up because I know I beat the second one. Because I think I played the second one before I played the first one. And Halloween Town is also in the second one.
Oh, okay.
So I can't remember where it is in the second one.
Is that Jack Skellington?
Yeah.
Is that a
Nightmare
Disney?
Before Christmas.
Yep.
Oh, I did.
Yeah, he's at Disneyland. They changed the Haunted Mansion into Jack Skellington's Haunted
Aw,
Mansion.
I like the Haunted Mansion. The ghost used to ride home with you.
Yeah, it was terrifying. It made me cry when I was a kid.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was inconsolable.
Still am, some say.
Yeah. The problem with this game, it feels a lot like
So before we get into which one, are you playing 1.5?
we're playing 1.5's Final Mix. Came with
Good.
Yeah, came with Chain of Memories, and which I think it was a PSP game. And
Dream
No.
Distance Drop.
no, so the thing I bought came with 6 games:
Okay.
Kingdom Hearts 1, Kingdom Hearts 2, and like 4 side stories.
Okay.
It was like over $100. It was a lot. It was very expensive.
Holy.
So I'm playing that first. I was like, I'm just gonna play them in release order. Really get caught up on my lore so that I can play this. I don't think I'm gonna beat them all now that I've played that first one, but I'm gonna play 1 and 2 and beat those for sure. It feels like. Do you remember playing like Crash Bandicoot?
Yeah.
For PS1.
Yeah, totally.
How it was like that. Really like.
Jump on the box and it goes, wooga wooga.
Sure. But it was that really like kind of floaty jump, and you were never really sure where you were
Yeah,
landing.
the
and
3D perspective is so fucking terrible that
Yeah.
you're like, am I in the pit? I don't know.
Right, and your legs, like even in his jump animation, he like kicks his feet up so they're like beside his head, and you're like, where the fuck are your feet gonna land? And all that combined with the fact that like sometimes you'll like get the camera lined up right where like, okay, the thing I have to jump through is like 12 o'clock in front of me, and as soon as you take off, the camera just swings around and it's facing you. And then you're like, okay, do I keep pushing the direction I want to go, or now that the camera's flipped, do I have to flip my joystick? And whichever one you do, it doesn't matter. Your guy's going to just stop and turn around and fall in the hole.
My favorite thing as I die over here in old video games is when the camera perspective shifts, but the walking thing doesn't. So you're holding forward and walking forward, and then the camera shifts, and you're holding forward and walking towards the camera.
Yep.
And then it inexplicably, randomly will decide to change.
Yeah, it's like
You're
you've gone far enough before we have to flip you.
Walk back into the next pit or whatever.
The combat is pretty shitty. It's just kind of hack and slash, and kind of spam your magic. Your companions die 20 times a fight.
Well, they're like Donald Duck.
Yeah, Donald Duck and Goofy are your two companions.
Can't kill Goofy.
You can't. Well, they pass out, and then you have to. I'm using like half my magic to keep them alive, and they're like instantly dying. Like within 5 seconds of me reviving them, they'll die again, and I'm like, good. What the fuck am I even doing this for? I should just like not have these guys and use all my magic on me to keep me alive. Anytime you give them items, like you can assign them items out of your own stock, and they just fucking start chucking them every which way, and then they're gone in like 15 minutes.
You needed like a Dragon Age tactics menu.
Yeah,
of
and
like
there's
if
a
less
little
than
bit-
50% health, use a heal.
There's nothing that good. There is a little bit of like use more defensive magic, use more, and I was like, whenever I get stuck on like a boss, I'd kind of like change those around, and I'm like, there's nothing different is happening right now. So yeah, I didn't have a moment in that. I had one moment in that game where I was like, oh, this is kind of neat, and the rest was just garbage. And the part that
You heard it here.
and the part that I liked in that game, it was a part that I remember actively disliking the first time I played, which was building my little fucking Star Fox ship to drive from planet to planet.
Right.
I've seen that. Yeah.
And I spent like 5 hours in that menu being like, oh, this is like Lego. I'm building a little Lego ship.
Does it actually do anything other than affect how your ship looks as
you can attach some pieces that will like do stuff, like give you more armor and stuff, but
yeah.
I was doing it almost purely from a cosmetic
make it
point
look
of
like
view.
the Normandy?
Yeah, make it look, like just get big. Like before I streamlined it, I was just attaching all the pieces for stats, and it was like this big like Rubik's cube floating through the sky.
Guns on guns on guns. The what was that? PS4. It was like it launched on the PSN. Resogun, is that the one you're
Resogun.
flying around
Yeah.
the thing? Yeah,
Yeah.
You could build your own ship in that. The best car I ever got was literally with the flying Rubik's cube, just a fucking ship as big as you could get it.
All the defense cubes.
Yep, that's right. The Borg had it right.
Yeah. Warren said to me, my roommate, for those who don't know,
Warren Barris of Satpod fame.
of Satpod fame, was working in on his computer in the other room. And I'm not like, sometimes in multiplayer games I'll like scream and stuff a bit, but I don't really get actually mad.
Yeah.
I scream and am goofing around. And Warren said he's never heard me like scream in actual real anger through the headphones he was wearing while he worked on his computer so often as when I was playing Kingdom Hearts, because I'd just be like playing, like jumping on this Cerberus's back, which was like this like inexact science where you're like kind of like sliding off his back and you're trying to like hit him with your fucking keyblade on the way down because it's the only place you're safe, and then he'd kill me with like 1 HP left, and I would just be like, this fucking game sucks. It was bad.
Should have streamed them. Should have streamed them all.
Yeah,
Way better.
it's 30 hours.
Wow, for just the first game.
Played 30 hours. Yeah.
Wow.
Did Winnie the Pooh Land, which was optional.
Sure.
Did the
Good.
did the Hades Cup? No, the Hercules Cup. I think was
I like
optional.
Hercules. I'd
That
go see
seems
that.
like an
Yeah.
interesting decision to make on a game that you did not enjoy.
Yeah, I know, but you get a certain amount of the way in, and then you're like, well, I'm fucking here.
Yeah.
I might as well fucking do this. The story is okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's maybe the one redeeming thing on the whole.
What-
It's like super. It's super Japanese.
As a
is-
man, what watched him some new animes this week, tell me all
Yeah.
about it.
What is the Kingdom Hearts lore?
So I can only get you through the first game. I can probably
Sure, the basis
stumble
of
my
it.
way through, but I feel like it doesn't really hit like it's like we're blowing up past this until after the first game. But the first game is basically you live on this island, all the like your character and your best friend and your little girlfriend. and
Sora is his name.
Sora's his name. And you kids want to get off the island. They're like, oh, I want to see different. We just grew up on this island. It's all we've ever known. We want to see different worlds. So you're building this raft to get off the island. And then on the eve of your departure, the Heartless, which are like the black shadow monsters of the game.
Fuckers.
I know. They take over the island. The island goes to shit. They are simultaneously taking over many other lands. And they go through these keyholes that kind of connect all the worlds. So you end up in Traverse Town, which is kind of a hub where a lot of stray people from all the different places have ended up. That's where you meet Donald and Goofy. And turns out you're the Keyblade Master, chosen by fate.
Oh, of course. Of course. Yep.
And your job is to go kind of lock the keyholes in all the different worlds, which will prevent the Heartless from spreading and save the world. And then you end up at Kingdom Hearts, which is they didn't explain it super well, but how I envision it is kind of like the world in all the keyholes, like the way, like the heart, like the very middle of all the very middles of the worlds, like
the
a
Dark
nexus.
Tower, if you will.
Yeah. So I think it's like that. So, but
and it's
do
called,
I want to get into spoilers?
It's just called Kingdom Hearts. I never even
the land is called Kingdom Hearts.
It is a kingdom named Hearts. Hello, I live in Hearts. Which is a kingdom.
It's the hearts of all the kingdoms.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. I'm
If
sorry.
you get the tense right,
I'm getting. Yeah. Okay. The kingdom. It should really be called Kingdom's Hearts.
Probably.
Apostrophe S.
Yeah. So anyway, spoilers. Tune out if you don't want Kingdom Hearts spoilers.
I gotta go.
You end up having to. The only way to lock. So your friend who you grew up on the island with, the guy, he kind of turns bad because he didn't think you were looking for him and the girl. He thought you were just hanging out with Goofy and Donald.
Oh, so he gets
being a hero. So he gets a little bit jealous.
Feelings of negativity.
Yeah. So and then Maleficent, who's like part of the band of all the Disney bad guys, who's kind of making this all happen, turns him heel. And then you get in a big fight with him. Then you get a big fight with Ansem, who is the guy who created the Heartless in an experiment, trying to figure out what makes the heart bad and good. And then after the big end boss fight, Ansem's like, I'm going to open the door to Kingdom Hearts because it's all blackness in there and I'm going to be super powerful. But then in a truly happy moment, he opens the door and it turns out in all hearts is light and the light kills him. But then all the monsters get in the door. And you have to seal Kingdom Hearts to keep everything from spreading. But it has to be sealed from both sides. Luckily, King Mickey shows up, who is another Keyblade Master, and locks it from the other side. So
the only other Keyblade Master, or might there be more?
As of the end of Kingdom Hearts 1, you know 3 people with the potential to wield a Keyblade. You can, Mickey can, and your best friend can because he stole it from you for a while.
That's actually a very cohesive. I feel like I got a sense of that story when I expected literally nothing.
And then I think it gets even more bonkers from that because it's every time someone's heart is ripped from them and it becomes a Heartless, the body becomes a nobody.
A nobody.
Yeah, which are these like basically bodies with no souls.
The Smash clones.
Sure. But they a bunch of them form an organization. They were the Shadow Cloaks, and they form Organization 13, which is 13 powerful nobodies. That's more in Kingdom Hearts 2.
I can't wait.
Roxas is your nobody.
Okay.
You start the game as Roxas in Kingdom Hearts 2. All nobodies are their old people's names with an X mixed in an anagram. So Sora is Roxas.
Is it backwards?
Not always.
Anagram?
It's just anagrams with an X in there.
Which
makes for some fucking stupid names.
I'd be Taxtum.
Xenohort.
Xenohort.
Yeah.
Sure. Are you going to play 2, do you think?
I will definitely play 2. I'm starting to cool on the
3?
side stories. I think I have to play 3.
At this point, really, yeah.
What's the latest one coming out?
3.
And it's been like 15 years in the making or whatever.
But there are 2 numbered ones with a 3rd one coming out, but then there's also 4 kind of side stories.
And they all have insane bonkers names with like fractions.
The one I'm on now is RE, like an email with a colon, chain of memories. And then there's one where it's like 365 over 2 as a fraction days.
What's up with
D3.
There's dream distance drop, D3.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
Yeah.
That literally makes my head hurt.
Yeah, it's very Japanese, I guess.
Very Japanese. It's something. Like I said, kind of. There's parts during the story where I was like, I kind of get what people are like getting hooked on in a weird way, but
It's just
Is it the Disney?
yeah, it's
thing?
a lot of like fan service for Disney and Square Enix titles, Square Soft titles, right?
Are those the
'Cause-
only two worlds in the lore? Is Disney and
yeah,
Square?
it's all like all the Disney worlds are separate worlds, and then the Final Fantasy characters came from like one of the first worlds to get taken over, so they're much more pivotal in your adventure. You meet Leon.
Sephiroth. Or is
Yeah.
that in 2?
Did you kill Sephiroth?
No, he's at the end of the Hades Cup,
Yeah,
which was where I drew the line.
He's like
between the Hercules
super
and Hades
late
Cup.
game elite, hard to
he's-
kill.
He's the ultra boss.
The end of the Hades Cup or is Cloud?
I think
That'd be real
Sephiroth
fucked.
is. I fought Cloud halfway through the Hercules Cup.
Oh, okay.
And I fought him at the end of the first cup, which is the only story. I think the only one you have to do.
Are the cups like fighting tournaments?
Yeah,
Oh.
they're basically like a ranking tower that you have to fight.
What
your
are
way
the,
up.
what are the are we like? We got a square ring. First person to touch the ground outside loses.
No, you can't go out. I think there's invisible walls. You just kill. You just
Oh,
kill.
okay.
It's just death.
To the death.
Yeah, to the death.
Wow.
As most
Savage.
Disney movies are. Yeah,
Yeah, I remember that to the death arena fight in,
Yes.
in Hercules. It's real dark.
Yeah, I can't say a whole lot of good about it.
It was a video game franchise designed for people who didn't really like video games but loved Disney shit.
But at the same time, there's a lot of like I would never call any of the mechanics complicated, but it's like, oh no, we did the like you have AP and you have to select a certain amount of moves that you want. Like you can't you try and unequipped piece of armor or a keyblade that you have, but that was giving you an extra slot. So they're like, no,
yeah.
you got to remove some AP before you can take that slot off.
Some systems in
Yeah,
there.
there's some systems.
Everything I've seen of it, and from the outside looking in, it just seems like disjointed, bad mini games. Kind of every time I see someone play, it's like, oh, you're flying the ship down like a tube shooter, basically.
Sure.
This doesn't seem that great or that bad, but then next time it's like, oh, you're doing this platforming section that like every single time I see that game, I feel like it's almost like Mario Party without the board game part, you know?
I think that's. I think it's worse than Mario Party in terms of as an
fuck.
overall package. The worst part about
Strong
that
words.
the worst part about that game, other than just the general like feel and control and everything, is the levels seem like they are designed because like they couldn't put a lot of resources in the levels, so they tried to make them super compact but incredibly hard to navigate. Where it's like you're like, oh, you're in the treetops, and then you fall out of the treetops, quick black load into, oh, you're in the river, and you're okay, how do I get back to the treetops? And then you like go in here and you're like, now you're in the jungle, and you're like, okay, climb the tree, and it's like, now you're in the treetops, and then you're like, okay, I get this.
I see
and then
the
you
loop.
fall down the same tree, and it's like, oh, now you're in Vines 2. And you're like, oh, how do I get back from here? And it's like, now you're in Vines 1.
Lost Woods.
It's bad. And I'm like, I was literally trying to figure out, is like, are you padding the game by making this hard to get through? Or is it just terrible game design?
Probably low column A, maybe low column B. I don't know.
be.
Having never played it, I probably won't play 3 unless extenuating
You
circumstances
should play
come
1.
up.
You should play 1. It's the only way you can know.
Again, extenuating circumstances.
Yeah.
Special case, maybe, but that sound. As a man who has never finished a Final Fantasy because he sort of isn't into that type of game and isn't really that into Disney anymore, although Hercules is fucking dope. It's big miss. Big miss.
It's only 30 hours.
Only
And I did Winnie the Pooh.
I would rather play a quarter of Red Dead again than play all
So
of
would I.
Kingdom Hearts. I'm sorry to hear that's no good. I'm excited to hear how Kingdom Hearts 2.8 or whatever treats you.
There is a 2.8.
Yes, is that the one you have?
I think so.
Okay, great.
It's the third game that's a quick prologue to the 3.
Is 2.0? 2.8 is its own thing. It's not like
2.5.
2 and...
So I played 1.5, which is just a remaster of 1. I'm going to play 2.5, which is remaster of 2. And then I also have 2.8.
But 2.8 doesn't include 2.5 It's like its
Well,
own
I think it's
separate
on the same
0.3
It's on
extra.
the same package I bought.
It's so fucking confusing.
I think they called it 2.8 because they're like, this is the prologue to 3.
It's halfway
Yeah,
between.
I think it's going to be like a
It was 2.75
like
and
a
they
ground
rounded up.
zeros.
A whole, okay.
That's how I'm
All right,
picturing
I'm getting
it.
back in then.
Yeah,
Donald's
a
got
little
that
slice.
Donald's got that bomb. And, well,
Donald is just
you'll see.
incomprehensible in half that game.
Oh,
Just screaming about stuff, and you're like, what is wrong?
Subtitles.
Yeah.
What else you
That
been,
takes away from the Donald Duck
Oh, he's terrible.
Mystique.
He's so terrible. I hate that
The
voice.
Donald Duck subtitles are just like Donald screaming in brackets.
Are they? Unintelligible garbage.
Yeah. I love Donald Duck as a character.
I like that he doesn't wear pants. I
like that he's really mad
can
all the
respect
time.
that. Yeah, he's also... I just don't like his ensemble. Why is he in a sailor costume? Was he a sailor?
I think so, yeah.
Was he a Marine?
The first ever appearance of Donald Duck was on a boat.
He's stuck in the past. I have seen a lot of Donald Duck in my time, and the number of times I've seen him on a ship is probably 1%, maybe less.
When I was in Disney World,
Maybe
they were
less.
running the same 8 Disney cartoons on a loop the entire time I was there on one of the channels.
Good.
And one of them was Donald had bought a boat to impress Daisy but didn't know how to sail it.
See, that's what I'm saying. He's fronting with that costume. Kill him in 3.
Oh,
Kill him.
he'll kill himself if you just fucking let him.
Does it?
What else you been playing, Mr. Brando?
Not a whole lot.
Just Resident Evil nonsense.
Yeah.
You played that demo?
I was watching footage from that 2 remake,
Man, it looks good.
and
Eh?
I was like, I kind of want to get into all this.
Wowzers.
Yeah.
Because there's a 1 remake, right, on Xbox somewhere. I think it's like a little bit old. It's like 2015.
I want to take a look. I don't think it's like to the scale that this 2 remake is.
No,
though.
I don't
No,
either.
no,
but
I
I think
think
it
it's
makes it
I think it's-
playable.
yeah, I think they like cleaned up some of the mechanics a little bit.
I might do it. I might do them all.
Yeah.
Do it.
Fuck that
Resident
2.
Evil.
2 looks like
2 looks-
insane.
It looks beautiful.
Insane.
Yeah.
It is literally what made me think, maybe I want to go play all those again. I really like 7. Which had nothing to do with any of them.
No.
Like 5.
It really falls off the rails after 4.
I feel like everyone's got a different game.
Is Wesker in 3?
Wesker, yeah.
Because
Wait, I don't even recall 3.
4
to
is
be
Wesker's mansion,
perfectly honest.
or not Wesker's mansion.
I'll let you know how it is.
1 is the Umbrella Mansion
Yep.
with the original stars characters. 2,
Donald, Goofy.
yep. 2 is the outbreak sort of spreads into Raccoon City, and then you were playing as Leon and Claire.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think that's right.
And that game's fucking awesome. I cannot wait for this. What is it?
Remake. RE. Resident Evil make.
Yep. And then I don't recall 3 for some reason.
It's probably bad.
Then there was Nemesis, which was cool.
That was 5?
No, that
was
one came
Nemesis?
after 3. Nemesis is you're in the Raccoon City disaster area, but Stars drops the Nemesis to like
The big
yeah
half-face skin dude.
yeah to
These
eradicate
stars?
What?
Medical ambulance?
Yep.
not the Stars medical ambulance. It's the Special Tactics and Rescue Squad of fucking I don't know.
I assume that's the same one.
Raccoon City? I don't know. Yeah.
And then Resident Evil 4 was the good one, the really good one that starred also Leon Kennedy, but this was in Europe somewhere.
I remember
And
you could buy a chainsaw on the GameCube one.
That's right, the chainsaw controller.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why?
Don't know.
Did you move it and it moved in the game?
I think so.
Because one of
probably not.
Was it literally just like, my GameCube, my already shitty to hold
Yeah,
GameCube
yeah.
controller now has an extra shitty part where the chainsaw thing
That's
comes off?
probably it.
that's exactly it.
Great.
Because one of the I don't know, is like an early bad guy in that game was a guy with a burlap sack over his head that would chase you around with a chainsaw.
Also an early boss in 5 and every Resident Evil
Probably,
7.
yeah. It's
also.
like a trope.
Makes 7 out of Chainsaw Guy.
Yeah.
That's
Daddy.
4.
Daddy.
5 was the universally panned one.
No. What is universally panned? Is that bad?
Bad.
No, that's 6. 5 is the co-op one you and I played.
Oh yeah, with
5
Chris
is
and
Chris and
Shiva.
Shiba.
Yeah, that one was
Fucking
good.
straight punching fools.
And yeah, 6 was the universally
6 was bad.
panned one.
Bad. 5 ends with Wesker in a volcano turning into a giant monster that comes out of the volcano. It's very good.
Great. I'm looking forward to my maybe adventure that I'll probably put off for a long time.
I think I'm going to play that 2 remake. I've never played 2 or 1
I've
or
never
3.
played any but 7.
I've only played 5 and 7.
It's I explained it to you guys once before, but it's a very cool like concept of a game where you can either start as Leon going through the Raccoon City disaster or Claire, and you'll play through with one character. He'll pick up some items or whatever. You'll do some things, and then it'll prompt you to start again as the other character. But you're playing through, and what you did as the previous character will affect how you play the second character.
That seems neat.
Yeah. I don't know if that's how they've designed it in this new game. I hope they do something like that.
I bet they must preserve the most iconic thing it sounds like about Resident Evil.
And it's just told a really, really good story. It was really great game.
Zombies.
And this game looks fucking
Red
good.
Queen. Laser Hallway.
Alice.
Yeah. Alice?
Yeah. Fucking those movies.
It's all
Speaking
coming
of
back.
falling off
Fire
the rails.
Jedi clones. You do anything else, Brister Mando?
Played some more Monster Boy, but I've kind of lent my Switch to Warren so he can punch his way through some of the big ones on there.
What's he playing on there?
He beat the Smash campaign.
Oh, wow.
And I think he's playing Mario Odyssey now.
Good.
Yeah.
Last year's...
Hampered.
One of last year's games of the year.
Hampering my Monster Boy time a little bit.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that.
Squeeze it in where I can. That game, only thing I'll say.
About Monster Boy?
Yep. Strong contender for best music of the year. More good music than Red Dead.
Let me tell you about Oberdin.
More good music than Oberdin.
Oberdin has like 4 total minutes of music,
right.
So yeah, probably. You do anything else?
That's it.
Games, life, otherwise?
No,
everything's boring.
That's it. I just played Kingdom Hearts. That was literally a 12-hour day, and then a 5-hour day and a 5-hour day.
Just grinding.
Just got to get that money.
Chase that money.
It's actually MUNNY. MUNNIE. That's what the currency's called in my game.
Money.
Get that money.
Oh, okay, great.
Get that money.
Yeah, great, awesome. I played Dark Souls 2. The only Dark Souls game I haven't played is 2. Played Demon Souls, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, tried and hated Neo. Ashen was not great either. But anyways, played them all except for 2. Started playing 2 this week. It's a bad game. It is the only one of those games not by Miyazaki. It's like a Metal Gear game not by Hideo. It's kind of bad. It's the bosses are fucking hilariously easy. Like I think we've done 7 or 8. I don't know how many. Somewhere between 6 and 8. I've literally my first time seeing. I think my first time seeing all but the first one. I have died twice or 3 times to one of the bosses.
Maybe this is the Dark Souls game for me.
It's but and then it's hard in the wrong places where like Dark Souls is very unforgiving and very rigid, but it never feels unfair. Whenever you die, you're like, yep, I am an idiot and I deserve that. 2 is full of shit where like I opened a chest and I died. I like opened a door and I died. I did something and immediately died. And I'm supposed to like take this knowledge with me moving forward, but it's a lot of like just instant kills in a way that doesn't feel clever or challenging or good because it's like, well, everybody has to die to this once, I guess. Like the world design is super duper confusing. The other Dark Souls games, I feel like they do a pretty good job of keeping you on the path. You sort of have a good sense where you are. Right now in Dark Souls 2, I have like 7 different paths that all go different places, and I have no idea where I'm supposed to be or what I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm constantly bouncing around. There's a lot of little things around the periphery. It's bad. It's bad.
Did people like that game when it come up?
I don't think people hated it, and like I don't hate it either. It is by far the worst, I think, of the Souls games.
How does it go? Demon Souls was the original.
Yeah, Demon Souls is very different than the Dark Souls, but Demon Souls
2?
No Demon Souls 2. Demon Souls, Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne. Not in that order. It would have been Dark Souls 2, Bloodborne. Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, I'm thinking Bloodborne. Bloodborne is a more like sped up.
Yeah, fast.
Speedier.
You can't block. You don't have a shield.
You're more dodgy.
Yeah, totally. It sucks.
Where do you stand on Sekiro?
I gotta play it and see what's up.
But I mean, are you hyped? Is that like
yeah, totally
looking forward to it?
From Miyazaki. Fucking A, let's go.
It's in March.
If Kojima, it's Kojima and Miyazaki, 2 Japanese game directors, I will never not play until they offend me. So Miyazaki, and like we're even playing the Scholar, the First Sin edition, which is basically their director's cut, where they have gone and redone a bunch of stuff. The second boss you fight, they just reuse. I fought the second boss probably 8 or 9 times already. Like it's It's a bad game. I'm gonna keep playing it and we're gonna finish it, but it kind of sucks, and it's a huge fucking bummer.
That sucks.
I like Dark Souls. I want it to be good. I want it to be what I think is good.
I was going to just say, I feel like the thing that we've learned over these last couple discussions is if you have that memory of something you like, don't ruin it with the truth.
Yeah, I've never played 2, and I played 1. I played Dark Souls. I came to Dark Souls way late, and really ended up enjoying the series. That's kind of all I've been doing. I feel like maybe I've been playing something else, but I'm a little bit of a daze man.
We're winding down so we can launch ourselves
That's right,
up
crouching down
Yes.
to leap even higher
in 2019.
in 2019. Anybody else got anything they can take a quick break? We'll come back, do some news.
Yes.
Alrighty. See you on the other side of this musical break. I don't actually need to take a break. I'm just keep going. You guys, anyone need a break?
I'm good.
Let's go.
I'm
You
good.
you played a bit of what's
tired.
it called? Detroit.
Oh yeah. We should talk. Oh hey, I played all Detroit. I was Van Dyke Brown. First of all, Van Dyke Brown. That's your character for Saturday.
Yes.
The Iceman.
You don't have to talk about Detroit.
No, I want to talk about Detroit.
How
Yeah.
did you get dumpling juice on there?
I did. I'm gonna eat the last dumpling.
Go for it. That's what they're there for.
All right, let's come back. I am dying.
I'll come
Let's go.
until that
Let's
yawns
fucking
out
go,
of
Craig.
me.
Go bring it home strong.
Same
Go.
order, different director, same studio. What?
Oh, same studio, different director. Yeah. All right.
Oh, I
so
got
let me
it,
just
yeah.
get this dumpling out of my mouth.
That clock's wrong.
I do want to quickly talk about Detroit. I replayed Detroit all the way through. We did, and then went back and like saw a bit of the endings. First thing I want to say is that flowchart fucking sucks in a way that like.
What do you mean?
So the flowchart, you think that like. To give you an example, we want to see all the different like outcomes of one of the scenes with Kara. So we went through, played through a thing, yada yada. You go to the flowchart to start a scene of, let's say, later in the game, and like, okay, I want to know what happened if I did this decision in the game. I want to know what happens at the end of the game. You cannot go to the beginning of the game, play that part, and then jump with the flowchart to the end of the game and see it won't populate the choices. You can go to any part you have already played. So you can go back to any point you've played. Which locks out every beginning of a chapter. If you haven't organically gotten already like, oh, she killed Todd and this happened, you have to play through the beginning of the game from the start and play through the entire thing all the way to the end and replay all the stuff you've replayed. Even if you don't want to change your choices, you have to sit through them. You can't skip the cut. There are no cut scenes, quote unquote, to skip. So... like that thing is actually totally useless.
I wonder if it's because there's so many different. Like if you wanted to see, okay, if I did this, I want to see like repopulate everything, and I just want to see how that turns out.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because there's so many other choices that would kind of ripple. That they would have to be like, well, what would you do? We can't tell you what happens here if you did this until you tell us what happened in these 15 new decisions you had to make since you made that decision.
It could totally be, yeah. But like the
I
way,
don't know how you would. That sounds like it sucks. It would be nice to be able to do what you want.
Yeah,
I don't know how, as a game designer,
you just give them like you
auto
just,
choices.
Yeah, you just give them
maybe?
a set amount of choices, and it could even like tell you. It should trace back and be like, oh, to get to here, this happened here, this happened here, this happened here. Here you are. Instead of you having to like look up how to get there and then go through and make those choices and organically play through the game. It doesn't. Like it doesn't have the functionality you think it does, and you don't realize that until you specifically try to go to different parts. Because like
Right.
I want to see Hank like do this big fight at the end. I want to see him die. I want to see him live. I want to see him eating cheese. I want to see all the Hank stuff or whatever. And I just wanted to go down a checklist of like, okay, show me this one, show me this one, show me this one. But no, you got to go all the way back and play through that motherfucker again,
I
which is
see where that's
brutal.
important.
But you only have to go
Yeah.
back as far as the choice that makes a difference, right?
Yes,
But that
if
could
you
be very
know,
far
if
back
you know,
sometimes,
yeah, and sometimes
yeah.
there are multiple choices that
Right.
from different characters.
So if you were in a situation where it got down to Hank, like a decision that you could literally be like, okay, I did this. I want to see what the other decision
Yeah.
would be.
If it
you
was
could
like-
do that pretty quick,
If it was,
right?
it was a one tree that spiraled into two decisions,
Right,
and it was right at the beginning of the chapter, and I had played it already, I could go to that one tree, and then I could do this decision, and I go down here and do this decision.
But you couldn't could you go to that exact same situation except at the end of a level, or
No,
you
no.
can't go? You can't jump into the middle of a level.
No, only the beginnings of levels for the most part. Sometimes they're in the middle. And it gets weird where like the characters start to overlap.
Right.
But no, you
I
can't
always
jump
thought
to each
when I
choice.
was looking at it like fill out, I only played it once. When I was watching it fill out, I always thought on those big, like there would be like the little parts of the tree that fill up, and then
Yeah.
it would get to a part where it's like a big panel with a picture. I always imagined those being the parts where it would let you jump in.
Some of them are, for the most part, it's like just the beginning of the level. Some of the later ones where it's like technically you're Connor for this first part, and then you're Marcus, and then you're Kara. It's like the Marcus part will be in the middle, and the Kara part will be over here. It's not
Not very
confusing, but
intuitive.
not convenient
Yeah.
at all. So that was kind of a huge bummer. That thing is still kind of okay for like, it's almost useless. Like you can't open it up and be like, okay, I did this time. What's the other path? Because the other path's just locked off. So sometimes you can intuit of like, oh, saved this guy. Okay, well I can assume the other one is didn't save this guy. Sometimes there are like 5 of them with like you saw the guy in the store.
Like
Blank.
You can't figure out what the opposite one to lead you down that next path is.
Go look it up, I guess, online if you want to know.
It could be like, do any of the previous chapters or levels that you play through affect future ones?
Definitely,
Because
they totally do.
Like you're starting this one chain in order to get a second branch, and it's something that you would have had to do maybe a different
Way further
decision
back.
4 chapters earlier in order to get that.
But if I want to go, if I've beaten the game and in my flowchart, and I'm just saying, just show me the other thing that happens in the final chapter, I should be able to pick that and just give me the choices that get me there. It'll be like a thing of like, oh, okay, to get here, and like even just like a quick little like.
You
Kara
basically
did
want
this,
like
he
a
did this, he
movie
did this.
theater.
Basic. Well, the way it is kind of presented is
No,
like
but-
you can rewind and see the whole thing.
Sure, but
you sorta
don't
can't.
you don't even really want that. You're just like, show me the major endpoints of every tree.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And like even if I have to play through the whole tree again and re-see parts, that's fine, but just let me like start. Don't make me play the entire game just to change the end. That's crazy. But we did go in there. We spent like 2 full days and saw a good chunk of everything in there. Our playthrough, Kara and Alice, who are 2 of the main characters, we let them die in the first scene, which
Things really went to hell in that one.
2% of people apparently do. We looked at like the choices. 2% of people let that happen.
And I wonder if that 2% of people were people who came back and tried to break the game.
That well, it turns out if you lose Kara and Alice, that game goes from being like say 10 to 12 hours to being about 4 to 5 because every single scene that Kara and Alice are in, there's no like modified scene of like for example the boat chase where it's all 3 characters running around all crazy. Like you could just have no Kara and Alice there and have Marcus and Connor do it. You don't get that because anything that Kara and Alice are in is just cut out of the game.
But then did they put something new in for the other 2 guys? No.
Nope. No, it is like
That seems like a big story hole that would appear there then.
it makes very little sense by the end. We saw some really interesting shit where like somebody snapped their fingers and Connor froze like he was shot by Mr. Freeze and like it was
Did you ever get the Connor Marcus fight?
no I never got that one
On the
unfortunately.
battlefield?
Yeah, at the very end.
Yeah.
No, I
And you
never got that.
they like run at each other and you have to pick who you want to control.
I
And that's a good fight. It's like fast and hard.
wanted
Yeah.
to see that. But that was one of the ones we missed. But we saw the other ones. There's a really dumb part. Did anyone see the singing? The android singing at the end, where it's like, your final protest, and you can like, I don't even remember, pull the dirty bomb or
there's, like-
kiss north or.
I didn't get it, but I've seen it because it was
Convince
one of the
them.
ways that you can like earn the public opinion back. Is
Yeah.
like we can be musical.
They sing. It is hilarious. They sing and like it's this riot and people are like throwing flaming bottles and then this hush comes over the battlefield and Marcus starts singing in like it makes sense. He's an android in like perfect pitch and is like opera singing almost like very professionally singing. And then all the androids they let him do a verse and then they all simultaneously join in perfect harmony. And it is like this weird choir of people standing stock
That
still.
sounds amazing.
All singing. And it gets even better. And then at the very end, they all like fade out and they just let Marcus sing the last line by himself in the
That's good.
spotlight. Like, you guys, how many times did you practice this? Because like it is so
Out of all the
perfectly.
times we've tried to start a podcast like that and failed,
It is so perfectly choreographed. It is the stupidest shit.
they are androids.
It
How do
was
you end up with that one?
hilarious.
I
Just,
think
like,
the president sees it and is like, they are human. They're just like us.
Yeah, it's one of the like convince them. If you kiss North, they're like, oh, that's love. They're human. If you sing, they're like, they sing perfectly. They're human.
But I imagine it has to be a completely pacifist kind of revolution.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't have to
You
be.
win
It's-
anyone over with song.
Oh,
You kill half
man.
kill half the National Guard, sing a verse, and you're good.
I don't know how it always turns out, but I think you can make that sing choice quite a bit. Because one of the other options is like, I'm going to blow up this dirty bomb. We saw that. We let Car and Alice go to a concentration camp, which is like, it's androids without their skin, so it is essentially
Gross.
like naked ladies. Not naked, but like bodysuit ladies, bodysuit men, bodysuit kids, which I started to... It made me a little uncomfortable. And that ending is the most unsatisfying. That ending is like... how the fuck did it go? It's like... I think Car just climbed over a fence and walked into the distance. I was like, I guess I'm out.
No.
It was we saw the game.
Fucked up.
It's a fun game. There's a lot of really and like a huge amount of different shit in there for the different outcomes.
It is impressive in the amount of work they put into some of the paths that no one might take. Even though the destroy everything path is obviously full of holes and everything, as it would be if you killed off half the cast.
Yeah.
It was still like, you can do this,
Yep.
which is
Oh,
more
yeah.
impressive than I thought it would
And
be.
2% of people probably got that at their
fucking
play.
did
They're
it.
like, what the fuck is this garbage?
Game isn't good.
It's very cool. RA9 is still super duper stupid, but it's totally fun.
I disagree.
It's a fine game. It's a fun property. All right, I just wanted to talk about that because I forgot. Let's do some news before we all fall asleep. Remember we talked about Activision Blizzard last week, downsizing.
Yep.
A little bit of controversy. Well, on Thursday, it would have been a couple days after we recorded, Activision and Blizzard announced they are splitting up. Mom and Dad are getting a divorce.
Who's splitting off from whom? Who's forcing who out? Who's walking away from what?
Blizzard, it seems, is leaving Activision and is taking control of Destiny with them, for better or for worse. And stock prices did some things. I guess their stock plummeted like 12% as of Friday. I have no idea what it is now. But this is like it basically marks.
Wait, Blizzard is leaving Activision or Bungie is leaving Activision?
I think it's Blizzard.
Blizzard.
But also, now that you mention it,
Why do I have Bungie
The whole story is
is
about
taking
Bungie.
full control? Yeah, no,
I'm
maybe
pretty
it is
sure it's
Bungie.
Bungie.
Maybe it is Bungie.
Because I actually
That's a
looked
good-
in a little bit about this story, and I'm pretty sure it's just Bungie who's leaving.
I've seen memes about Activision and Blizzard.
No, it is Blizzard Activision.
Yeah.
But
But
you're,
now that-
you're right, because one of these lines in here is Bungie is taking full control of Destiny. Maybe I mean Blizzard is taking full control of Destiny.
No, it's
Wasn't Destiny
by way of Bungie.
Yeah, wasn't Destiny a Bungie game?
yeah.
But it's on sale on the Battle.net store. You guys are making me doubt everything I thought I knew about
No,
this.
I think it's Activision and Blizzard split, and I know Destiny is kind of caught up in it. But then, I
don't think it's Blizzard because
I'm going in for.
we would have heard way more.
I'm
about
going.
this,
I'm going in.
especially
I'm going in
with-
for more details. It is definitely Blizzard. Activision Blizzard stock plummets. Okay, hang on. That Bungie is ending its
There you go.
contract.
There we go.
There you go.
Okay. That's
yeah.
okay. The company's called Activision Blizzard stock.
Yeah, because if Blizzard split from Activision, I think that's a much bigger
Yes,
story.
you're right. My bad, y'all. All right, the story is it's still kind of a big deal.
Oh yeah,
It's basically
that's a big fucking game that someone was going to get control of.
Totally. It's the end of their 10-year agreement, basically. They started making Destiny in 2010. We've almost had 10 years of not Destiny being out, but in the industry space. Feels like only yesterday.
It was only 4 years ago it came out, right?
2013?
Maybe? I thought it
I
was
can
2014.
never remember.
2014.
Yeah, and they're
Could
jumping
be.
out. They're jumping out
2015.
early too because it's only 8 years into their 10-year deal.
It's true.
So for clarity, Bungie is leaving.
Okay. there you
Blizzard
go.
Activision. My bad,
So
y'all.
343 gets Destiny.
They're taking full control of Destiny, whatever that means for the game. I honestly have no idea. And I can't remember. They were a part of Activision before this. So who knows? Who knows what a Destiny without the touch of Activision on it might look like?
Yeah, that came out a lot. I feel like more in Destiny 1 than Destiny 2, but maybe that's just because Destiny 1 was getting shit on a lot.
Yeah, well, I mean, you
where-
heard stories about how like development of that game was super fucked.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say is that I feel like there was a lot of like hushed. Well, it's not the way they wanted to do it.
Bungie had their
Bungie had a
way.
thing they wanted to do, and then they got the fingers in the pie.
That'll be interesting. I mean, Bungie doing its own thing. Bungie doing Bungie has made some of my favorite games ever. So I'm sort of excited to see what they get back to.
It's funny to be watching this too, because we all kind of started paying attention. At least me, for sure, started paying attention to what their stock was at right after the "What do you guys not have phones?" comment with what's it called? Blizzard. Diablo Immortal.
Yeah.
And this is their stock has officially fallen 50% since they've made that comment.
Activision? But Activision Blizzard?
Yes.
Wow.
50%.
That's
a lot.
that is a ruinous amount. That is somebody losing millions and millions of dollars amount. Speaking of millions of dollars, the Epic Store now has a refund policy. It just keeps getting better and better. Exactly the same as Steam. Less than 14 days since purchase. Less than 2 hours played. They don't give a fuck about why you return it, as long as you're under those restrictions. They also give refunds for any in-game purchases made through the Epic Store, as long as that content hasn't been consumed or transferred, which I totally don't think Steam does. So that's neat.
So like story DLC and stuff.
Yeah, or like even
you like buy like an experience booster and then give it back?
I think so, as long as you don't use it.
Yeah, so it's like you buy a loot box, but you don't open your loot box kind of thing.
Yeah, totally. To me, that reads as exactly like, don't open that loot box, and you can totally return it as long as it's in these criteria. And What Remains of Edith Finch is currently free on that store. It's fantastic.
I don't have
game.
that store, but I want that game.
I'll get Warren can download on the old computer.
Warren, do it.
Oh yeah, that thing doesn't work, does it? Edith Finch is kind of cool. You guys like Celeste?
I do. I love Celeste.
Fuck, I still haven't played any of it. I'll get there. I guess they were going to do some anniversary DLC. 1 year from the launch of Celeste, they were going to put out some DLC. It's not going to be ready, fortunately.
That's sad.
January 25th is the anniversary, but it will be free.
That's nice.
Let me tell you all about it. It's got new levels.
Because it's late, or was it always free?
I'm not equipped to answer that. We're going to say always free and just a little goodwill. New levels, new game mechanics, no new strawberries.
What?
And apparently,
how am I going to make a bigger pie?
That's a good point. Apparently, it'll be harder than everything currently in the game. So
I'm not even going to try it then.
Great. I've heard that game is fucking hard.
I'll try it. But
yeah.
I
for free. The price is right.
I found my skill cap on that game.
Bouncing off the ceiling.
Like my hands just cramped up and like putting down the controller being like, I'm done.
The claw. I got to go soak these in hot water.
Yeah.
Because that game, there's a lot of like platformy kind of like.
It's like Meat Boy. You ever play Meat Boy?
Yeah.
Splatformer.
Gross.
Moist former.
It's like like wall jump, wall jump,
air dash
over.
Yeah.
You have one air dash unless you hit the crystal, it refills your air dash. And you got another air dash.
Yeah, I saw a bit of that game, and it struck me like how Guacamelee plays.
Yeah, it's way tighter than Guacamelee.
Is it?
Yeah,
Guacamelee
it's pretty tight.
Strangely, more memes than Guacamelee as well. Somehow.
Is there more? There's not more memes. Celeste?
No, come on.
Yeah.
Celeste?
Kidding. Have you played Guacamelee?
Yeah, but I thought you actually thought there was more memes. Whoosh.
Nailed it. You and I. Yeah. We should do a podcast. Last story I got, Soulja Boy. I skipped this story in December. I wonder why. Soulja Boy was selling a console that I did not pull the name for, which is a cheap. So Alibaba is a brand of electronics, like rip-off electronics. Like
Alibaba.
They're called Alibaba, I guess. These are Alibaba branded. I don't know the exact spec. Knockoff Vito. And anyways, he basically rebranded this Alibaba. It's just like an emulator, I guess. Rebranded it with Soulja Boy. Put a bunch of illegal ROMs on it. Was selling it on his store. Claimed everything's on the level, you guys. It's totally legal. I'm just gonna pull it for sale from sale because I'm a nice man. But this is all legal. This is all fine. And he has now released a brand new console, which is quite literally just a Vita. And it's
can't do that.
It's called the Soulja Boy. One word, Soulja Boy handheld.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you can do that.
And it's exactly looks exactly like a Vita. It's $200, or if you go online to the Alibaba website, you can also buy it on there for $25 without the Soulja Boy rebranding. And I pulled some great features here. It has a built-in camera for photo and video. and it has, quote, multi-thread task mode, which means you can read an ebook and listen to music at the same time. That is the exact example that they give on their fucking video, quote-unquote, video game console. Read an ebook and listen to music at the same time because they have exclusive special multi-thread task mode, TM.
Can I listen to 2 songs at the same time? Can I listen to 2 pieces of music?
Listen, the Soulja Boy Handheld 2, maybe we're going to try and get that in there, but
it seems like something
multi-threading task mode.
Soulja Boy should probably put in. I mean, he's a musician,
console developer.
He's a rapper. He probably does a lot of mashups and remixes.
So fucking stupid.
That's a weird story.
His
stupid.
console should be able to do the same thing.
The Alibaba things are like totally like my mom would see that in like a like I've seen on TV store or some shit and be like, oh, that's the Vita the kids want. Like she's probably where she got that knockoff NES mini that my brother got
with the 4 buttons.
Yeah, with
It
the
comes
fucking
with the
4
boots
buttons.
with the fur.
Good old Nintendo.
Oh man, let's go some emails. Podcast at talkmertens.com is the email address, or you can drop voicemails on our Discord channel now if you want. bit.ly/TR Discord, all lowercase. We did have voicemails, but I did not pull them because I got mixed up with our D&D stuff. So I've pulled 2 emails here from the subreddit, which is r/talkingreckless. Another way you can write in. I don't know if we'll really have an answer for this one. I'm glad Brando's here. Sir Smudge wrote in and said, what are your thoughts on Wrestle Kingdom 13, which I believe was the most recent Wrestle Kingdom? And are you looking forward to AEW, which I don't even know what that is?
Wrestle Kingdom 13 happens in the middle of the night in Japan.
That's right.
I do not watch it. I never have. AEW, and let me preface by saying I've been out of the game for a little bit.
I heard a couple things about AEW.
AEW is a promotion being started by Cody Rhodes and
It's got Chris Jericho, I believe.
Young Bucks.
is signed on.
Chris Jericho signed on. Neville signed on.
Oh, the man that gravity forgot.
That's
Billy
right.
Gunn is in there.
Jesus.
He's not going to be wrestling. He's going to be doing
Mother of
story
God.
stuff.
Okay. Less Jesus.
Yeah. All
And
Elite Wrestling, I want to say
All
it's
Elite
called.
Wrestling, and they are, I think, have as much real backing as a wrestling startup has had that I've heard of in a very, very long time.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
good.
it's an NFL owner who's part.
But which one?
Vince.
Is it
Just kidding.
the Eagles?
Someone probably knows. I don't know. It would be very wrestling if someone didn't know.
No, it's out there. I want to say NFL or NBA, but it's a guy who owns a sport team is jumping in, and it looks like it could be interesting. I mean, it's interesting in that it's a direct competitor to Vince,
Which
and
we
the
so
WWE,
desperately
which
need.
is something that
Holy
has been
fuck.
desperately
so.
needed for a long time.
And I think it's striking at like a really crucial time too, right? Because WWE is like super low.
Ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and-
worst ratings ever
Yeah.
right now.
And even some of these names are like they're draws, aren't they? At least
Totally.
for
Oh,
like
yeah.
wrestling
I-
fans.
Chris Jericho's
Chris,
a draw.
Chris Jericho's enough to at least get me to watch. I don't know if they're doing a show or what they're going to be doing, but I will look into some AEW.
There's a lot of talk that Kenny Omega might find his way there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
peop-
remember the name, but I know one of the like really, really big Mexican luchadors signed on.
Physically big.
No,
Because
like,
those are the most impressive luchadors.
stature, like fame wise,
Right.
big in Mexico kind of thing.
Who are those? Grand Metalik. Probably someone not with the WWE.
Sin Cara.
Which means
Yeah,
someone I don't know.
I was actually surprised when I heard the Chris Jericho news because I completely thought that he was still under contract with the WWE. Is that
No, he was
Untrue?
his contract ran out last year.
oh?
Chris Jericho's always had a really weird relationship with the WWE in that he was the guy that WWE, like Vince would let him do whatever the fuck he wants as long as he comes back and does the big shows with WWE and stuff. I heard a rumor. I heard it from Warren. I don't know where he got it from, but he usually doesn't spread it around unless there's some truth to it. That they had the press conference. I think the one that was introducing Chris Jericho and Neville in the same city as WWE Raw, WWE SmackDown. I think he said it was, and people who were showing up at the SmackDown arena in AEW shirts were being turned away.
What? For real?
That's secondhand information,
Wow.
third hand maybe.
Hey, makes sense.
That would be not easy to verify, but if that was happening, it
if
must
you
be.
had an AEW shirt, call in.
Right on in.
I think this is great too because I don't know, the competition breeds just the best sort of thing out of people, right? Like the WWE has just been the only, well, not really the only game, but it's been tops.
It's kind of for the most part.
It has been very much the only realistic North American game.
Yeah,
in town.
You can get out there and search out some Japanese wrestling if you want. But.
For sure, but I mean, there's not really competition for the WWE from the Japanese federations or whatever.
Right, and the Japanese guys will want to come over to the WWE a lot of the time, like Shinsuke, because it's a thing in America. It's the big one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the way a lot of Japanese baseball players who are too good for the MLB still want to come and play in the MLB because it's the glitz and glamour league.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So
what I'm trying to say is at the heart of the whole Monday Night Wars, the ratings were never higher than when these two shows came, the WCW and the WW. What were the shows? Raw and Nitro were head to head, and people were tuning in just to see what one show was doing.
You got to be on the top of your game.
The other, yeah.
Because if the other guy is and you're not, I guess they're getting the ratings. Mm-hmm. I think it was Wrestle Kingdom where Cody Rhodes and Brandy. Is that right? His wife.
that's his wife's name. Yeah,
Big
Came
Boss.
out as the Boss and Big Boss.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was real dope. I don't know if it was Wrestle Kingdom. It was very recently though.
It's cool that this is Cody doing this too, because Cody's got obviously a bit of a messy ending with WWE. His dad was a hell of a wrestler, hell of a character, and then huge on the talent end of things.
American Dream.
And making wrestlers what they are. So it would be really crazy if they didn't appreciate Cody as a wrestler for them, and then he went out and made a real competition for the WWE.
That would be awesome.
Would be a fucking great
Dick it
story.
right in Vince's
Is Cody
face.
Rhodes' dad Dustin Runnels, or is it
No, it's Dusty Rhodes.
Dusty Rhodes?
The polka dot,
Yeah.
yellow polka dot, blonde hair.
The most uneducated person
No,
you've
Goldust
ever
is
heard
his
talk.
brother.
Oh, are they brothers?
Yeah,
Oh, I didn't know
Goldust is
that.
his brother.
Yeah,
Oh,
Goldust
shit.
is his brother. Like
Oh, I
20
thought
years
it was-
older than him,
And
but
then
yeah, they're brothers.
he's quite a bit older than him. But then Dusty Rhodes,
Who's Dustin Runnels?
the
That's
real
Goldust.
American Dream.
Yeah.
Dustin Runnels is
Right.
Goldust.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
It's
Sorry.
very confusing. No, I don't blame you.
It's not
very
that confusing. I just thought,
I'm sort of confused.
I never knew that Cody Rhodes and Goldust were brothers. I thought it was.
Neither did I.
That's
American
legit
Dream,
the only
Goldust.
reason that Vince gave him Stardust, because he's like, well, your brother did good as Goldust,
Crazy.
so we're gonna make you be Stardust.
Cody had some real bad gimmicks.
I saw that man wrestle in real life here in Edmonton. Not maybe last year or the year before. Pretty recently. He was quite good. Duncan wrote in, hey, speaking of WWE, he says, in the WWE, there's a concept, for those who don't know, where a person wins a Money in the Bank briefcase, which grants them the ability to cash it in for a shot at the big championship of their brand. Knowing that, which non-combat sport would be the coolest to have a Money in the Bank briefcase?
I don't know if it made it to the show at the very beginning, but Brando said that if the Stanley Cup was decided in October, the Oilers would win it every time.
Yeah.
Or would
Is
be
hockey kind of a combat sport? I don't know.
hockey would be great.
It's not. So it's not, when he says like in the exact way that he is saying it, football would be crazy. Like a sport where you're just fucking gassed at the end.
Yeah.
Like you've got nothing left.
Something
Actually,
where someone's going to have to play 2 back-to-back 6-hour games.
Screw that. Like, wait until, like, let's say somebody wins the Super Bowl, and then they're doing, like, the MVP awards at the arena the night
or the parade,
after.
or the parade on the streets.
Everybody's in their suits, and the other team just shows up in full football gear.
Briefcase held
Briefcase
aloft.
in hand.
And then you just gotta fucking get your gear on.
Yeah.
We're fucking doing this.
Game day.
Do you know what would be actually a crazy one? Is tennis. Because if you've ever watched like a tennis finals that goes like 5 sets, those guys can they hit their last shot and then lay down.
That's a big...
They're fucked.
And a big part of the Money in the Bank thing is like cashing in when my opponent's tired, when I got an edge. So I feel like there would have to be rules in sports where like, okay, you guys just played 1,800 innings of baseball for 5 days. It never ended.
Yep.
Money in the Bank time. You got to give those athletes time to not die. Time to sleep.
That defeats the Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
rule.
I
Why
want
even
to
do that?
see
I
like any sort of like like weightlifting competitions or like Miss Universe or like
Miss
chess
Universe.
competitions,
Darts would be
Miss
good.
Miss Universe would be hilarious.
Because darts is
Miss
already.
Universe would be super hilarious if they had a Money in the Bank.
I think you could for real do something like that at an Evo. I think that Evo is like the fighting game tournament is. I mean, the year where the person I forget came up to Stone Cold's music and gave a stunner to his coach in the wrestling ring they were playing at. Like one of those Capcom Cups happens in a fucking wrestling ring every year. You could for real probably do some pretty dumb shit with a Money in the Bank at Evo. It'd be good. It would be probably some of the most like hype moments, I bet. Dragon Ball Fighters, after that crazy like Sonic Fox fought it back, asked for the side change thing last year. What if somebody came out after that with a Money in the Bank contract and just, oh my god,
It'd be fucked.
oh, it would have been amazing.
It'd be cool because it would add a level of like this guy, like we fought this tournament and we're in the finals, but there is this one guy holding a Money in the Bank like contract.
Totally.
I didn't have time to plan for him.
Yeah.
He's kind of in the back of my head leading up to
I
this.
don't know what his comp is, and like there are enough heels and faces already at Evo that you recognize every year of like, oh, these two fucking hate each other, and like the rivalries are very real. That you could, at the drop of a hat, turn that into a wrestling thing, which I think would be way more fun. I don't know. They should have fun with Evo.
You know
Do
what
they
else
not?
we should have?
What else? On the Undisputed Championship.
The Undisputed Championship.
The not defended since that time somebody won it in a chat and it was walk downstairs or something. Yeah. Do we even have a title? Has it been sold? I have no idea.
It's still at our place.
I haven't seen it in years.
It's been a long time without our defense.
It's true. I hear one's coming though. When we all get together, I hear a rumor. But I mean, if I were champion and didn't want to defend my title, that's what I would say too. It's just in the works. It's with my agent.
I feel like at very least a precedent has now been set on how long is acceptable, and I can tell you if I win it, I am not fucking defending it a day before that.
Yeah.
I told Warren that because we've been doing the whole I'm the longest reigning champion kayfabe, because nobody actually wants to go ahead and do the math.
Right.
So I told Warren that if he defends at
The New Year's show.
the New Year's show, the
Game of the Year show. We can't call it the New Year's show.
if he defends at the Game of the Year show, then he will officially be the longest running.
Oh,
but if he
shit.
doesn't put the belt up, then
Who knows?
You need to defend.
Who knows? Could
You
the
need that-
count happens
You
on
need
the
that
event?
one defense.
That's right.
Maybe
in
we
order
should
to take the reins.
maybe we should institute some sort of like 60-day rule or
Yeah,
something.
maybe we
in
should
the
strip
future.
the title from him like the first time he had it. The man's never lost a title.
There you go.
That's what he's waiting for.
Yeah, probably. Podcast at talkingreckless.com is the email address, or you can drop some emails on our subreddit, r/talkingreckless, or you can leave voicemails on our Discord, bit.ly/trdiscord. It's got to all be lowercase. Caps won't work in there. I know everybody thinks I'm crazy, but case sensitivity really still does exist
He
somewhere.
can't be right.
Passwords and bit.ly.
It's 2019.
Hey, the Sat Pod
sensitivity
is back on the air, back on the regs,
They're
the
recording tonight,
semi-regs.
aren't
They were recording tonight, and everybody canceled, I heard.
Not me.
Not Brando.
I was never in.
No, Sky. Warren told me that, to quote him, the men bailed. So, anyway, they are recording regular again, though, I know, so I'm sure they're getting that together. Satpod.podbean.com. And that's it. Come join us on the twitch.tv/talkingrecklesspodcast. I stream every day. Yada, yada, yada.
Let's fucking hit that goal. I want Matt to play
make
Kingdom
all this
Hearts.
happen.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking play. I mean, if we hit the goal, I'll play Kingdom Hearts. It'll be unbiased. I'll give it my honest.
I'm gonna do
Try.
Seriously, like an official. Let's get him to play.
Gonna go
Desert Bus.
door to door. Desert Bus. All right, we'll sign up for a day of Desert Bus. I'll do it in VR. I'll put on the VR headset and just fucking sit there on the bus for 8 hours, like looking at the nodding or looking at the chat every now and again. That follows you on Twitter, I guess, if you want. Talk Reckless Pod. Otherwise, that's it. Kevin, thank you very much for toughing it out here with us. I know you're exhausted.
Yes, I am. I was thinking about taking you up on your offer of before the show started, and I was like talking about how tired I am. We should do a short show. You were like, well, if you just have to take off and go to bed halfway through the show, that's totally cool. And then I remember that I have to have a shower first, so that would be loud.
Right.
And so
Appreciate you. You're such a loud singer there that we didn't want to.
Absolutely.
I wasn't even offered the option
to
go
shower
sleep during the show.
I figured our group shower we all do before the show
That's right.
was probably enough. Oliver, thank you so much for making it, playing D&D with me all day. And
Thank you, Matt, for making it happen. Thank you, Kevin, for hosting. You guys are super duper.
so many thanks. You know who else is duper? Brando is
thank
exceptionally duper.
Duper Brando.
That's what
they
they
call
call
me.
you. And you at home, you are also duper. Thanks for joining us. We're going to see you here in 7 days' time. We're doing another one of these. It'll be the 259th edition of the Talking Reckless podcast. We'll see you then. All right, gang, I'm going to turn the stream off. I'm fucking exhausted also. Woo! Yes, thank you very much for watching, everybody. For hanging out. Really appreciate having you here. We'll be on tomorrow, noon. O&A Plays?
Yes.
O&A Plays business.
Damn it, my God, we'll give you some power.
Don't do it. Turn the stream off. Turn the stream off.
He did it.
We'll see you tomorrow, gang.